Your first time that
56-year-old teacher Anthony Brooks doesn't have a family history of heart disease, and he's fit, a jogger who runs 5Ks.
I've always been an athlete. I love staying in shape.
But his doctor recommended an aspirin a day to prevent any future heart problems.
He felt that it would be good for me to take an aspirin to keep my heart ticking.
It's long-standing advice followed by millions of Americans to prevent a first heart attack. But now, a major about-face. 3 blockbuster studies published today in the New England Journal of Medicine followed almost 20,000 healthy people over age 70. Researchers discovered that taking low-dose aspirin, just 100 milligrams a day, did not prevent heart attacks and other cardiovascular disease in that age group.
The message is changing. It is no longer a slam dunk to take a baby aspirin to prevent a stroke or heart attack, especially now if you're older than 65. The risks seem to outweigh the benefits.
And those risks were alarming. Taking an aspirin daily increased the risk of stomach and brain bleeding and even raised the risk of death.
Most people take aspirin without even thinking about it. It's a medicine that's sold over the counter.
Aspirin's a powerful medicine that can cause life-threatening bleeds. It should not be taken lightly.
The advice doesn't change for people who have already had a heart attack or are at a very high risk for one. But for people like Anthony Brooks, taking aspirin for prevention, he'll be talking to his doctor.
We will revisit that conversation because it's top of mind for me right now.
A new lesson in heart health for patients and their physicians. Dr. John Torres, NBC News, New York.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.